Best movie.
Okay, so I actually have, well, I think it was a tie, personally, for me, between Guardians of the Galaxy and...
Hold on, you can't tie. This is the ultimate
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say... Guardians of the Galaxy. It was probably the most fun that I had this summer. Everything was good. The story, I mean, we've all said it. It was just good. Marvel knows exactly what they're doing. I love Chris Pratt because I was a huge fan of Parks and Recreation, and I'm so glad he had a great year with this movie and the Lego movie. And he's only going to get more and more ridiculously famous. All the secondary characters didn't even seem like secondary characters because of how funny and integral and how just relatable their characters were, even though they were so different. It was a great ensemble movie. And it's one of the best Marvel movies they've ever made.
So before you drop off there, what would have been your tie?
I was either going to say that one or Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh my god, that's so crazy. That's exactly my pick.
It's just the way they were able to take the shit that they had previously with Tim Burton and Mark Wahlberg again, and they were just able to recreate it into something that was new, and because there wasn't a whole lot of dialogue because of the apes and how they communicated. And like you said, with Koba and like the amazing job Andy Serkis did with Caesar, it was brilliant. And the way that they were able to transform into something new was amazing. So those were my two.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody here, or at least somebody else here, is going to have Guardians on. Obviously, that's my pick for best movie is Guardians, just like Karina. But just like she was saying, it was like apples and oranges, man. It was like percentage points between that and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, because there are only two movies this summer that I watched that I had high expectations that met those expectations and exceeded them. And those were the two movies. Regardless of everything else, like X-Men, obviously it exceeded my expectations of it being a total pile of shit. But like I expected Dawn of the Planet of the Apes to be good. I saw that first trailer and I got chills. I was like, oh my God. I'm about to witness something amazing. And not only did it deliver, it delivered tenfold. But then Guardians came out. Obviously, Guardians, I mean, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, how everybody was waiting for 10 minutes before the trailer hit on their computers, watching the little countdown for it. It lived up to the expectation and then some. So for that, and plus, I did have more fun. It was a more fun theater going experience. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a totally different kind of movie, but I did have more fun at the theater with Guardians. Maybe it was because they were serving beer at my theater at that point. I don't know. Either way, it was awesome. But Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was also really, really fucking good, and a close second by fractions of a percentage point.
Yeah, exactly.
I lead different. I think Marvel's Juggernaut is it's untoppable. I felt Planet of the Apes was really good, but it was third to Guardians and Cap. And it's Cap's considered summer, right? Because I mean,
see, that's where it was hard. We talked about whether or not we were going to include Cap, but it came out in March, so I didn't know if it was considered technically a summer movie. So
I think it is now with Batman and Superman moving to March. I think that's becoming the new start of the summer blockbuster season. So Cap's in it.
So then you can include Cap as like a second to every one of my.
Well, don't take my thunder.
Well, I'm just saying, Captain America. I didn't include it on my list because I didn't think it was a summer movie. But Captain America: Winter Soldier. Fuck, I mean, we kissed about it for 2 hours. It's an amazing flick.
Yeah. It's like I said, Marvel's Juggernaut is just unstoppable, and it has to be Cap or Guardians. Guardians probably for their characters was something that they brought to the light that no one really, really even knew unless you really were a comic book person and you really knew about those guys. And now the world knows who the hell the Guardians of the Galaxy are. So kudos to Marvel for even pulling that off and making a successful movie of the summer. Captain America, on the other hand, is Captain America, but kudos to Marvel again for giving them a second movie that was even 100 times better than the first movie. and they changed the tone. They changed how Cap moved. They changed the character into something that was just like, wow, like this is how Captain America should be. And once again, it's just Marvel, man. Marvel can't. They can do wrong, but they can't do wrong, man. They have some little small things that people don't really care about, or some things that it's a hit or a miss. But at the end of the day, man, Marvel is they're just destroying the world, man. One step at it, one movie at a time, and I got to give it to them. So yeah, it's between it's got to be Guardians for me, but Cap was up there in the same realm. So.